My boss told me, "You're fired because we hired an elite new recruit," although I had always worked diligently. When I replied, "That's great," he just smirked, not paying any attention. However, the next day when he came to the office, no employees remained. Before I knew it, I had turned 43, having spent most of my time focusing on my work. Even though I'd been around for a long time, I was still a regular employee with no official position. It wasn't because of a lack of opportunities, but rather because I loved tinkering with machines more than anything else. I wanted to stay on the production floor forever. The company had offered me promotions several times, but I always deferred them. For me, the freedom to create machines was more important than a higher salary. Unfortunately, my happy days came to an abrupt end. Despite my 20 years of dedicated service, I was given a termination notice. It all began when Evan became my supervisor. My previous supervisors were hardworking and respectable mentors who would cover for my mistakes and collaborate with other departments to solve problems. Such a supportive culture had allowed Carson Manufacturing to gain a solid reputation in the industry despite being a small company. But all of that changed when the CEO was replaced, and his nephew, Evan, was transferred to our department. I won't tolerate the lax atmosphere of this workplace. From now on, every employee must give their all to achieve results, Evan declared during his first address. We were all confused but tried our best to meet his demands. It was unnecessary, though. Everyone at the factory was already passionate about machine manufacturing. We were doing our best to get the job done, but Evan didn't understand the ground realities. Instead, he kept demanding higher sales without offering any concrete directions. When things became unbearable, I decided to speak directly to him. "Evan, everyone is doing their best every day, but if you ask us to improve our performance without specific directions, we don't know how to," I said. "If you guys working on the ground don't know how should I? Mr. Carson boasted that you're excellent employees. If you're so talented, you should figure it out without my instructions," Evan retorted. No matter how hard I tried to communicate, it was impossible to get through to him. After many attempts, I realized Evan was completely inexperienced. It seemed Mr. Carson had offered his drifting nephew a position out of pity. I gave up on expecting useful guidance from Evan, but he held a grudge against me for embarrassing him. He became more antagonistic after that. One day, Evan said to me, "I hear you're in your 40s, Mark. In other companies, you'd be considered a mid-level employee. Why are you still a regular employee here?" "I enjoy working on the production floor and want to continue doing so until the end," I replied. "No need for excuses. In other words, you're incompetent. We don't need incompetent employees here. But do your best to work hard." Whenever we crossed paths, Evan would make sarcastic remarks, but eventually, his insults weren't just directed at me. He started targeting Emily, my right-hand woman, who was exceptionally skilled and instrumental in our product development. He mocked her for being close to me. "This company has generous benefits. Mark even has a babysitter assigned to him," he once joked. Though I could tolerate his insults, involving other employees was a different matter. However, Emily held me back, saying, "I know how capable you are. No matter what anyone says, we just need to prove ourselves through our work." Emily's smile always cheered everyone up, including me. Her words helped me stay focused despite the growing tension. Over time, however, Evan's behavior became unbearable. He started pushing his work onto his subordinates, leaving on time while everyone else covered his responsibilities. Worse, when employees applied for paid leave, he rejected their requests for unreasonable reasons like being too busy or coinciding with his own leave. Frustrated, we decided to complain directly to Mr. Carson, hoping that, as Evan's relative, he could intervene. But our attempt was a complete failure. Instead of reprimanding Evan, Mr. Carson scolded me. "You've been with this company for 20 years, haven't you? It's your role to support Evan. Yet, you complain without making any effort. From now on, devote yourself to assisting him more." Hearing this from the CEO left me disillusioned. Since then, Evan began harassing me in petty ways. I had been working on a machine called Fabs, designed to assemble parts accurately and automate a wide range of tasks, for about 5 years. It was intended to revolutionize our production process, significantly reducing time and stabilizing quality. But one day, the prototype was destroyed.